Hi guys, Paul here, and we're playing Infinifactory, and we're on training routine 5. So, welcome back. Let's have a look what we need to build in this level. So we need to build a small L shape with 2 of the darker blocks and 1 of those ones. And they're coming out there, there, and there. So something which I find useful, and it just helps me and my thinking get things straight, is I like to put a little template on the ground in the shape that we are building. And then what I'm going to do is, because we have 3 blocks and we have 3 here, it couldn't be easier, bring them to it. Him to it. And have a look and see what we have there. Okay, obviously that's what you call missing, by not being able to line things up straight. And there we have it. Block constructed. Very simply. And mainly because once you get the template on the ground, it helps your thinking. You just bring a block to each one and it's done. Now in this case, we can easily get away with overhead welders because there's nothing falling down. We're not using the 3rd dimension at the moment. And we need to talk about what's going to happen when it's finished. So let me put welders in. Downwards welders, get them in. See, I reckon you can build some fantastic shapes just with really simple letting it move back, but you'd spend forever trying to figure it out. So, what I want to just have a quick look at here is which one gets here last, because there are 2, using this as it is, there are 2 methods. One, the one I don't like, so I'm going to show that now, or I'll show that now, should I say. Here we go. It's built it. And it's sitting there. Now, as it happens, it's not going to sit there that long, but I believe it's this block comes along next. So this is going to stay here. It can't progress down the assembly line. It's stuck until the next generation, the next, cycle or whatever, comes along and punts it out. So, unpause that, punts him on. But he's also getting welded, so that didn't really work particularly well. But anyway, I'm kind of glad it didn't, because yeah, that can't work there with that welder, because he's going to slide in to push him off and weld him. Right, so the alternative to doing that is, forget about that for a second, to have a look which one arrives last. And as it happens, it looks like it's going to be that one. So, the solution then is to leave the grey blocks so that the first 2 arrive, they just sit there, they can do nothing. But the 3rd one, the one we know is getting in last, and again, it doesn't matter how last, which is the advantage of the system, if the timings change slightly, the system still works. Obviously, if the order in which these 3 blocks arrive changes, then this doesn't work. Because what we're saying here, well, if these 2 change, we don't care. But this solution is going to be dependent on this block arriving here last. And pulling them out. So we're slightly over. Maybe that's not right. How are we? No, definitely not right. Again, this can... Well, let's have a look at this. I'm not sure. I haven't figured this out. I've played a few of these levels and haven't quite figured this out. When it... I mean, like... There's a conveyor belt pushing this way, but once it gets over it, there's one here and one here. So which way is it going to go? Now, in this case, as soon as it got on... So let's just watch this again, because... This can make a difference, you know, if you're trying to mess around with fiddly little bits later on. So it's worth just having a quick look at this. Speed it up until he drops down. So in general, you really want them just on one belt. So he's moving in now. But when he gets here, there. In theory, this block could have continued to push him and he could have ended up here and slid in. But there was this one here. He didn't. Or it didn't. It moved in. Now, obviously, it's a computer and it's all programmatic and it definitely does not seem random. So there are some rules about which set of conveyors takes precedence when a block could be moved in a number of ways because it's resting on a number of them. I haven't figured it out. But it's probably there. It's probably in some fact somewhere. But just worth noting that there is behavior here and you almost have to sit and watch it and see which it decides to do. Otherwise, you can always do it by making sure you understand which block it's on and there's an only being on one, but that can be a bit of a pain. Okay, off it goes to speed it up. Okay, and we're done. So that was training routine 5. Again, I mean, like, we're not, or I'm not concentrating on these things at the moment. You know, could do with a few less blocks. Big deal. Okay, continue to sell. Now, we have these performance reviews now. And again, as I said, I'm sorry about this. I mean, if people want to see the full game, buy it. It's terrific. It really is good fun. And there are other YouTubers playing it through more as the story and looking at it and clicking on things. I'm not going to show them. Sorry about that. I'm treating it more for the puzzles. Okay, thanks for watching, and with a bit of luck, see you in the next video when we're out of the training / tutorial section of the game and we have some bit more meatier things to get our teeth into. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.